What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. So I was doing a little bit of brainstorming over the weekend, and I wanted to come on here, guys, just to give you my take. And also the reason why I'm doing this is because one of the things that has really helped me when it comes to life in general and investing in the stock market especially is by having information that has already happened in the past and knowing that something is going to be happening in the future, analyzing that data to be able to break it down, okay, and to help you see exactly what moves are going to be made. That's exactly what I talked about in my past videos, talking about really watching closely the AMC options volume to see exactly how the new DTC 005 or 2021 005 rule has effect on these hedge funds. Like I said, the SEC has not approved it as of yet, but like I said, because we know that this is potentially going to happen, is most likely going to happen, it'll be nice to look at the options data as it happens rather than trying to look back and see what happens. So we're going to get into that. All right, stick around. You're not going to want to miss this, guys. For those of you that are new to the channel, all I ask is that you hit that like button and subscribe to join the family. If you're interested in joining the private community, it is the first link in the description. I have my private portfolio over there. I am very active. I go over all my stock picks and help also break down your stock picks and answer all the questions that you guys have. So if you're interested, we'd love to have you guys. First link in the description. Let's get into the video. I wanted to break this on out first, guys. I tried to post this to the Discord yesterday, but for some reason the file was too large. So this is my son. He's a little over 3 years old. His name is Noah. And we went to the park yesterday. I'm up in Connecticut, so we haven't had that many nice days. And he goes over, he's been to this park many times. He goes over the rocket ship. It has like a little spring in the middle where you jump on, you rock back and forth. And he starts off on it and he's like, wee. And I'm like, watch him a little bit, taking a couple pictures. And then he says something. And I'm like, wait a minute, what did you just say, buddy? He says it again. I'm like, let me grab my phone and take a video because it was absolutely hilarious. So guys, I'm going to play this for you, for you guys. And let me just tell you, he is on.
Go to the moon.
He is on our side. We're going to the moon.
Go to the moon.
So I thought it was absolutely hilarious, guys. I just wanted to show you. I try not to talk about anything really too much in front of him. And when I'm with him, I try to stay off my phone, really give him my undivided attention. So I thought it was absolutely hilarious. So, all right, let's get into this. First off, what are we looking at? Mostly is going to be GameStop in this video because that's what's kind of, being talked about. However, the reason why I correlate it with AMC is because they move exactly the same, all right? The value might be a little bit different. The percentage of increase or decrease might be a little different. However, when you look at these patterns on pretty much any given, time frame, they look very, 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 very similar. So let me mute this, guys. So let's get into what I'm talking about first. And I'm sure you guys can understand first because of the title, but I wanted to go back to this. So this is, DFV's Reddit. Okay, this is directly off his page. This goes off all his posts. So I really want to highlight this one right here. This is the February 19th update. He was update very, very regularly. And as you look right here, the February 3rd one, it says heads up, going to back off of the daily updates for now. And let's just scroll back a little bit back into January. Okay, so I want to look at this one right here. So he had 3 call options that were still a little bit farther out to expire. 2 of them were going to be expiring January 15th, and he had 10,000 shares. Now, he had said to us that, he did take some profit off the table to help him and his family, and rightfully so. He absolutely should. And he had 1,000 contracts or 2,000 contracts, a $10 call and a $20 call, both set to expire. He had 10,000 shares of being held. And as you dive into it, he had sold one of his calls, okay? And then he also had scooped up another 40,000 shares, all right? So let's just go a little bit further. And as we get into this February 3rd one where he says he's going to back off, if you look, he's got 500 of the April 16th contracts, which are set to expire this Friday, and 50,000 shares. And the next time he posted was February 19th, and he doubled his position, okay? He doubled his position to 100,000 shares. Now, if you go into this post and read the comments, there are people that are like, yo, my boy doubled his position, my boy just added. But now looking back, and I even went through this a little bit further, there are a lot of people that comment on it, but it seems like there was a lot of people that were so new to getting into Wall Street bets that they didn't look back. They got into it after February 3rd and they didn't look back, and they just followed along, and they didn't really know exactly, wait a minute, DFV is doubling down, which means he is still bullish. So when you look back, okay, to this chart, one would think it's skyrocketed up, there was the squeeze, and it's over, okay? However, him adding to his position was like, oh, wait a minute, it's not over. And because he was the leader, he was the one that really was behind this entire movement. He was the one that started this entire movement, I should say. Okay, a lot of people had trust in him. and they add to their positions as well. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, okay, diamond hands, but there was also a lot of people that purchased down here in January, December, and had sold. And the reason why we know that is you go back through Wall Street Bets and you can see all of the gain porn. You got people that had literally $20,000 that turned it into, $2 to $3 million. You had people that had $80,000 that turned it into 600,000. There were some serious gains. Okay, there were people that sold out in the threes, the fours. All right. This was not all shorting movement that had brought it back down. This was a lot of retail selling, as well as on the upside, the day traders picked up on it. Massive day traders that get to buy 50,000, 100,000 shares at a clip. Okay, obviously pump up the price, and then when it's over for them, it's over for them. They don't care about what type of movement GameStop is behind and so forth. They move on to the next stop. That's how they kind of work. But there was a lot of retail selling. Well, let's take a look at a little bit further why I'm focusing on that February 19th date. So that February 19th, by the time he posted that, okay, the market was closed. That was a Friday, and then if you look at that next Monday, there wasn't much. That next Tuesday, there wasn't much. But then when you look at that Wednesday, the 24th, that's when it saw a huge pop, okay? It went all the way from 40 all the way up to a high, I believe, this was even partially an after hours, up to, 190, almost $200. That's a 287% gain. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this when it comes to AMC is I remember that day. I remember that day specifically, okay, because we were hanging out at that 550 mark. All right, and when you looked at 23, it pumped up a little bit, but if you look at that 23rd, this is it right here, the 24th, we went from about 7.7 all the way up to almost 12, I think. Yeah, 1138, 1139. Okay, and that was a 50% gain. Now we've watched GameStop completely just make, if GameStop does 100% gain, it just seems like AMC is at that 20 to 30% gain, okay? But my reasoning behind this is I remember when that day happened. I remember, looking and kind of analyzing, like, wait a minute, like this happened such late in the day. It was like 2:15, 2:30. And that's when more and more people were beginning to talk about, wait a minute, DFV doubled down in his position. All right. And it didn't take much just to get a little bit of movement up, a little bit of upward movement before the day traders jump on, which it was towards the end of the day, which a lot of day trading ends, after the first hour and a half, I would say. Okay. But they jumped on and they rose that price even higher, especially into after hours. But my point behind all of this and how it relates to AMC and why I think this week could be really, really big if all this plays out is that as far as we know, okay, this is April 1st, and I'm not friends with this guy, so it's not like I can hit him up on the regular, but as far as we know, and we can only go off the information that we have, guys, is that he still holds this, okay? He hasn't exercised it and he hasn't sold it. Now, he has an insane amount of gain, it's like 87,000%. He bought these contracts for 20 cents a piece, and now they're worth over $181, which is absolutely insane. That's as of April 1st. They're probably worth a little bit less now because the price is a little bit less. But all we know is that he hasn't exercised them as of yet, and he hasn't sold out as of yet. So I can, speculate to see that if he adds to this position again, okay, if he adds to that position again, you will see another move happen. Let me jump back over to this, guys. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We'll go to the 30-day chart. As you can see, the consolidation is not as strong as it was around the $40 price range. However, it's bouncing right here. It's bouncing at that 160 price point, 160 up here. I think it goes back to 200. That's already a 23% gain, and it's kind of hanging out there. It's the same thing that what we're looking at with AMC. I talk about that $10 support. That $10 support isn't as solid as the 550 was. All right, and I kind of made this little line graph tour. You've got 1, 2, 3. It's about to tap that. All right, it's formulating that channel, getting narrow, and like I said, we're primed for a breakout at that point. But this will be very, very interesting to see for the rest of this week. I do expect him to eventually post again. I don't know if it's going to be later on this week. I don't know if it's going to be Friday. I don't know if it's going to be, wait until, May 1st. Okay, he did slow down a little bit. This one right here shows March, end of March, and then he's got an April 1st one. He's got March 24th. I think this was when there was a deep drop and price, and it kind of just shows that, hey, listen, guys, like I didn't sell off, so that was that kind of post. So like I said, it could be happening soon, and it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens with these 500 contracts. And these 500 contracts could potentially turn into another 50,000 shares. So that's it, guys, for this video. All right, let me know what your thoughts are down below. And like I said, it's good now that we have this information early on to where we can kind of see what happens. And like I said, I do not know if he's already sold those contracts or exercised them. All we can go off of is the last bit of information that we have, which is that April 1st post. So guys, that's it for this video. We'll be excited when Monday morning rolls up. I'll see you in the next one.